Marijuana tax money, where is it and why are we voting on it for a third time? Next week, voters will decide again if the money should be spent on schools. And many of you have been asking us, what's the deal? I looked into it and found a fight over the taxpayers' Bill of Rights and millions of dollars from all our taxes now sitting in a marijuana tax account.
Let's have marijuana tax money go to our schools.
You remember the political ads and promises.
Vote yes on Amendment 64.
Pot taxes will help our schools.
When people look at it and ask, why isn't my money going to schools? I tell them, Tabor's holding it hostage.
Tim Hoover with the Colorado Fiscal Institute says the taxpayers' Bill of Rights is unfairly targeting marijuana tax money. Even though pot tax revenue for the past fiscal year, $66.1 million, was lower than the $67 million the state predicted, the state was off when it predicted total revenue of $12.08 billion. It actually came in at $12.35 billion. So financial analysts here at the Capitol say that means a never-before-activated section of Tabor is now activated, and the voters need to decide if they want that $66.1 million refunded back to the taxpayers.
But they need to understand that the pot tax revenue didn't exceed any kind of cap, didn't exceed any limit. It actually came in slightly lower than estimates. It is just a victim of, frankly, a Tabor drive-by.
This is a celebration of the Taxpayer Bill of Rights.
John Caldera with the conservative think tank, the Independence Institute, says there's nothing wrong with going to the voters again.
It's the simplest, most polite, most honest thing to do. If you treat citizens like the people in power, which they are supposed to be, you merely ask them. That's all this is.
As for tracking the marijuana money, we found when it comes to the $66.1 million in pot taxes the voters may want back, it's not all there. State records show $27 million's already been spent on school construction under what's called the BEST program, $3 million more for enforcement and pot education. Since that money's gone, the state replaced the pot taxes with $30 million from the general fund. Those are tax dollars we all pay.
Some of our general fund money that should be going to prisons and roads and schools and colleges and health and all the other things that your tax dollars pay for, they're being diverted and away from their intended purpose and taking care of this little snafu with the marijuana taxes.
State Senator Pat Stedman's on the Joint Budget Committee.
This $27 million went to BEST.
And is the go-to guy to explain the pot tax money confusion.
All of that excise tax.
As for the $30 million snafu, Tabor supporters say that's an example of the state not correctly managing our tax money. We've had Tabor since 1992. They should have known this was a possibility. They shouldn't have spent that pot tax money until we figured out if our estimate was going to be correct.
Well, I mean, a couple things. First, again, we had no choice but to take the excise tax and put it in the BEST program. That's in the Constitution.
That means that's how the voters wanted it. Pot taxes paid to the schools as it came in. Bottom line, he says Colorado's estimate that was off, forcing another vote, is the result of our state's recovery from the recession.
And that's where our economists made a mistake. They didn't anticipate that, and their estimate was just a little low because our economy came roaring back faster than they expected.
If you do want a refund, you're only going to get anywhere from $6 to $32, depending on your income. And if you want to check on the state marijuana tax money that was collected in your county, check out this. This is an exclusive News Channel 13 interactive map, and we've made it easy for you. You can click on your county and just hover over it, really, if you want to, and see how much tax money in marijuana taxes has been collected. Again, we put this together to make tracking the money easier for you. You're only going to find this at KRDO.com.